Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are making a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We're working on the darkForest sprites today, I think. So we have like some placeholder stuff for the demo, and we don't have any sprites. Look at that jump Jimmy just did. We don't have any sprites for the darkForest, so I'm kind of thinking we're gonna do that because I was not going to stream tonight because I've got work in the morning, but I figured might as well just do something quick and easy. So we might just try to pull off a couple new darker colored trees and call it a night. So it might be a really short night. Oh, and we added, I'll show you too, Squinch. We added this little furnace in the refinery. So if we go, gosh, we're going to have to make quite a trip up there. Now it's kind of past the darkForest now. So if we go over, the refinery's now up here. And we gave the refinery a stone outside as opposed to the log cabin outside. And then we gave Ren a little furnace back there for her smelter. So the steps in finalizing for the demo is basically like, once we're happy with the layout, we can finalize the warp zones for the new townspeople's homes, because we're gonna have two NPCs you can talk to get some storyline fed to you, and then also we need new sprites. Like, this is still just template placeholder. I'm just trying to get the layout right, and then we can worry about making it look pretty. So once we're happy with how it feels layout wise, then we can just design. So I'm wanting to do special sprites for the darkForest for the 4 scenes here in the darkForest. I've got it named Forgotten Forest in the minimap, but yeah, we'll do something like this. So I think I want to try and pull up a master sheet, and we'll kind of just take not only our tall grass but our tree and kind of just do a little tint on it to make it look like it is in the dark. So it does need to be a collidable map object. Oh my god, dude, we're out of space. We don't have any collidable map object. Shoot. Layers. This is not good. This is really not good. Yeah, we literally ran out of collidable map object sprites. So we could, we've got 4 over here. So that will technically work. This is one of those things where like I just misguessed at the beginning of the game, you know, how many non-collidable objects we needed for the sprites. So let's see if we can, I don't know if there's a way we can kind of just tint. Can we tint this with like, I guess we just have to change the palette, right? So we would say, okay, instead of this green, we can kind of say that we just want to kind of tilt it towards the blue end. Yeah, something like that. And then this to be more, you know, we want it to be like this kind of teal, green, dark algae color almost. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I like how the furnace came out squinge. I think it looks pretty sweet. I didn't spend too much time on it because we're trying to get the freaking demo done by now. But it's going along. Something like this, like a slightly bluish, purplish tint to it. I like that. Okay, and then we need a tall grass, but for dark. I want to redo the tall grass. I don't think it's that great. It's readable, but I don't know. We'll see. Because, you know, I made it myself. I didn't just trace it from Link's Awakening, so it's definitely a little rough around the edges. You know what? We might just pull the same kind of shades from the tree over here. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll pull these shades. I do want it more green, but also it should be close to this color, right? So this is like a placeholder. And then there's another thing that Link's Awakening does that I want to do, which is like blur the they kind of like, instead of one tree taking up 4 tiles, they kind of layer the trees so that 4 tiles can hold the front of one tree and the back of another tree, so you can kind of layer them and stack them. So I kind of want to do that too. Actually, this grass looks pretty sweet. I think I want to add like a bit more green to it, just so it's not the exact same. Honestly, I liked it how it was the same. Shoot, man. There we go. I like this. We'll just get the highlights a little darker. The speculars a little darker. Yeah, something like that. Okay. And then maybe, you know, the stump too, which is a collidable map object. So, because there are going to be some stumps and maybe that pit too, and the pathway, you know, it depends on how deep we want to get with it. But I would like a shadowy stump too, because this sort of thing just helps bring a little more life into the demo, where it's not all the same tile set. You know, it might be the same shapes of things, but not the same, you know, the same exact tile. But we can throw in some shading and stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is looking sweet. I like it. Just like slightly purple like that, or slightly. Oh, we should use the same color as this other tree. perfect. Okay, great. We saved this master sheet. Let's draw it with tiled. Yeah, today's gonna be a short stream. Okay, so here's the dark forest. There's 4 scenes in it, so let's just add it with our proper ground tiles first. We'll start with the grassy. Okay, we'll need like the normal edge pieces on the grass and everything too. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, we'll add the dark trees. This is already looking awesome. I love the blue. Looks really cool. So in the above ground layer, we're trying to snag the darker trees. Yeah. You know, it doesn't quite stand out. I want the tree green should be a bit brighter. The grass looks cool. I like how the grass looks. But the tree should be a bit brighter. So maybe yeah, it's just like the same color palette. I mean, we can see what it looks like in game and see if it looks too weird. I just want more contrast. I think I want the trees to not be as dark. Let's see. It's like we've never had anything in our game look like this. Oh, dude, it looks so cool. The grass looks great. I like the grass. I think the tree, the main color of the tree could be maybe this specular color in the grass, so it's just a bit brighter. And then maybe the brown can be a bit, well, no, the brown is fine. I think the brown's fine. I just need the green of the tree to stick out versus the grass. And then we'll add the dark stump too. But this is cool. I mean, ideally we can add, gosh, this looks really cool. Imagine this with some freaky music. Yeah, and then we're going to add like a little transition so it's not just such a hard cut into the dark forest here. But it leads up into it. So let's try this. Yes, I think I want to try the specular of the grass down here. Let's try that green as the main green of the tree and see if that's too weird. Oh god. Yeah, that's too weird. So we just need this. We need both of these colors to be brighter. Yo, W. Yo, that is a big question. I just do axis aligned bounding box collision detection. So it's pretty just straightforward AABB collision. And then I just attach those methods to the enemy entities, and I just check collision against our player with any collidable map object or enemy. Yes, this is looking good. Yo, welcome in, W. I post all my devlogs to YouTube. I mean, I post the source code to GitHub, so if you want to check out how I do it, I am not a professional by any means. So how I do it is quite messy, but crap, man. You know, I like the other tree better. We want something in between those two trees. Yeah, I think we only want this to be slightly brighter, but other than that, it looks pretty good. I like the colors. Windfield. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I'm just kind of teaching myself as I go, so I don't really know much. Let's see how these trees look in game. They look a little strange. Maybe it's the speculars that's throwing me off. It's just too bright. Yo. Yo, W, thank you for the follow, homie. That freaked me out. Yo, we hit, what, follower goal? Yo, cool. Yo, 290, that's awesome. Okay, let's see how these look in game. Because it does look different in actual game than in the tiled map, so. This is looking pretty sweet. Yeah, let's add... I love the colors of this. This is really cool. Yeah, let's add the dark stumps, and then we'll see about maybe adding a darker road or a darker pathway. That's a good idea, like a broken kind of stone, like a broken stone path or something. I like that, Squinch. Yeah, let's try to mock that up. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, let's try to mock that up real quick. Shouldn't be too hard. So we want like little stones. I would like if maybe the starting point was like, you know, the darker grass color is like the base color for the ground, and then we draw the pebble stone path kind of on top. So this darker color is like the base color, and then we can do a little stone on top. Of course, it's like, it's always so much easier in your brain than I guess this would just be, gosh dude, this pixel art is just like ridiculous hard. Let's just do x-axis, and we'll try some sort of like, gosh man, want like circular stones, circular-ish stones. Oh, dude, I'm liking this. That's looking kind of cool. We just add like a little bit of shading on like the bottom edge of this or something. This was a great idea, Squinch. This is looking cool. Yeah, and then like maybe like some pebbles as like a dirt kind of. I love that. That looks so cool. I wonder how that'll look on the actual atlas. Let's just check it out. We'll put it here. We might as well just put it right here. That looks great, man. I think that's gonna look awesome in here. Let's see. It might be too dark. We might have done, well, let's just see. So yes, in the above ground, we're going to come here and pull our new gravel path. Yeah, we didn't loop it for upwards, so we might have to rotate it for that and do a corner piece. Yeah, it looks good on the side. I don't know, the color, it might be too dark. I think we want the lighter green color, because that's kind of the dominant color in the grass, so I think we should lean with the lighter grass color for this. So that just means we can tint this that brighter grass green color. It looks a little weird there, but I feel like it would look better in tiled. Let's see. No, I think we need to layer it on top of the grass. I think we keep the grass and just layer the pebbles on top. So it's kind of got grass underneath. So let's maybe try that. So if we have that transparent, then we can kind of pull in the grass underneath it. That way it blends in with the grass. Like it'll perfectly loop with the tall grass, but there's going to be the pebbles on top. It just gets muddy. Let's see how it looks though, because the pebbles might read in-game better. Yeah, and maybe we just darken everything like one shade, but maybe we'll just see. And we'll just load it. We'll just play it in-game and see how it looks in-game. Oh, we didn't export. We gotta export the global map from tiled. Okay. Yeah, the tiled, well, I don't know. I like it. We need to darken the path. So like the gravel really needs to stand out. So maybe before we do this, let's just try to maybe darken all of this just a tad. And maybe that means we do a... How do we darken something? Paint transparency over it. Yeah, I think I will remove the lighter color too. I definitely want the pebbles or like the stone to stick out more. So taking out that lighter color will help. Yeah. Let's see if this darkening kind of helps. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's more readable. Cool. Let's see that. I don't know. I feel like I think we need like an edge piece to kind of, because a lot like how we're kind of like with this grass pathway, how we have this kind of like white sort of edge piece blending the path. I think we need to do something like that with the stone here, because I don't like how that's looking. Yeah, there's just not enough contrast. Like, I liked that color, looked pretty good initially. It just doesn't look good against the tall grass. So we might have to do a little pathway like we do it for the rest of the game. So let's try it. Let's see how that looks in game. I'm going to give us the dark trees just so those are at least in. Okay, dark trees are in. We'll put on the ground layer dark grass. Oh, we'll need to make a transparent stair stepper here so that we can layer it in the dark forest a little easier. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's get us these new dark stumps, and then we'll see what the stone path looks like in person. I do like the stone path, at least the horizontal version. We should rotate it and make a vertical version as well as the corner pieces. I like it. I like the little stone path. I think it's cool. Okay, yeah, I do like the stone path. So let's just take what we've got and try to adapt it for the other directions and the corner pieces and stuff. Okay. So yeah, we make this transparent. We snag the grass background, except we remove the speculars like this, make it dark, and that is the base plate. And then we use the base plate and put the vertical on top. So that's the vertical one. Now we need corner pieces, or no, I mean that bottom piece into vertical, that looks fine to me. It's just that on a top edge, no, it should look fine. It should look fine. Let's see how it looks in tiled. I would think it would look fine. Okay. Oh, and you know what? We have the rain particle system that would go perfect for this. In the forest, we can add the rain. Yeah, we need a dark fence post too. Yeah, I like the little stone path. I think it's cool. Yeah, we need shadow flowers, so they're not so bright pink. And then we need shadow, or just put 2 stumps here instead of this fence post. But it'd be nice if we could see the rain system in there. So like here's that rain system. It'd be really cool if we could see the rain system in the forest like that. So let's see if we can figure that out. How we do this is we have a weather thing, right? So we have a weather field for each scene. And right now we're just adding sand option to the weather system. So let's start to spawn us where our forest is. So that is what, 7.5? What's a 5.4? I don't want to guess. We got to look at our mini map. Oh, we got it. 5.4. Okay, so let's try to plop our rain particle system here in 5.4, just like how we're putting our weather for our sand system over in the desert. So 5.4 is what we want, and we're just going to say that this is 5.4 weather table insert, and we're going to give it rain. We're going to just say light rain. Okay, so we put the weather option into the weather thing. Now we need to see where we're doing anything with this, because we declare it, then in the scene. Now, weather exists in the scene, whereas spellcast element particles exist in the map. Because as we switch scenes, we don't want the particles to switch with us. We want the particles to be over the screen, basically. So the rain doesn't move off screen. If you walk off screen, it'll just stay rendering on top of you outside of the map. So in the scene, we have this where we're saying, let's this isn't the right one. This is just for a warp zone. But in a heavy sand, we basically say, let's cycle, as long as we have a weather in the current scene, we're going to ask what the weather is. Is it light sand? Is it heavy sand? Whatnot. Now, the thing we're inserting here, actually, we insert a sand system into the particle system here. So let's try this where we say, okay, well, it could be heavy sand. It could be that we're inserting light rain also. So if we put light rain in the particle system here, we want to flush out any previous particle system. Then we want to insert into our scenes particle system a rain system. And we have a rain system class. If we look at how we're importing the sand system, see, we have we're right here. We have a dot rain system part of our scene, just like we have sand. So it looks like we kind of just need to set the initial emission rate or whatever to our rain system. So we're saying, okay, we have a light rain in our weather system. We're going to insert a rain system into the active particle system for our scene. And then I don't know if we need an emission rate, but for right now, let's just try to put it, and we'll put it at, let's just give it the heavy emission rate and just see if we get rain. It doesn't look like it is working. So we have this emission rate for the particle system, for the rain system. Are we updating the rain system? We update the particle system if it exists, and then do we render the particle system? Right here, if weather's nil, I don't see where we're actually rendering the particle system though. We update it right here, and then is that a programmer line? What is this? My secure without you, you're just shy. I am HTTPS. At least my website is. Unsecure. Okay, yeah. No, I'm secure. Okay, we do update all the particle systems in there. Do we render them all, though? When we render, we want a weather render. Or is it weather particle render? Yeah, we do just render our weather, which would be this particle system 1. So it might only work on a scene transition. Yeah, I could see that having a bad success rate with the ladies. I could see that. I thought it was an emote joke. Like, I thought your emote shy meant something. So that's where I messed up. Okay, so instead of for this light rain... Yo, thanks for the follow, Rentala. Appreciate that. Yeah, we don't want this heavy emission rate. Let's just say that it's going to be something like 300 or something. Just to see. Okay, so it should only... I think it'll only update on a scene transition. Look at that. Oh! Yeah, so we got rain. Yeah. Yeah. And it blows in the wind, right? It swings from the right to center to left. So it kind of just blows. Cool. And that exists in the scene, so we're never actually... Wow, yeah, we still have the rain here. This is looking crazy. Wow. So what happens? Because I thought, yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're not ever clearing the particle system. So it's still just here. So we do this. See, we're saying if there's no particle system in the map as we go to it, we're going to set the emission rate on the particle system that's active to be 0. So why would that not happen? Because... yeah. Rain system, particle system. This is close. Yo, hey, have a good night. Hope you're staying hydrated. Get some good rest. Okay, it doesn't look like setting the emission rate here is actually changing it. It looks like it's due to the actual rain system. So there's something that our sand system's doing that our rain system is not, and that is kind of accepting an overwrite. So we might be in the update function, we might be overwriting the emission rate for our rain system. We do limit it to 600. We do set the emission rate in the update. So I think we'd want to set this in the init. And that might fix our issue here, but I don't know. Oh, that looks like it fixed it. Yes. Because we were still updating it rather than just flushing its emission rate. Okay, so I like this. I think we need, I don't know, I think we need like 10 or 20% more rain particles. It's hard because there's not 600 particles on screen, but they get blown and spread out, so it's hard to see It's, you know, we're not seeing the 600, but I just want a bit more. That looks good. Yeah, that's looking good. Wow, this is cool. Okay, so let's give the rest of the dark forest an initial emission rate just like this. So, oopsie. It's going to be 5.4 as also 6.4. So we need also 6.4, 6.3, 6.4, 6.3, 5.3, 6.4. Oh god, I already forgot it. 6.4, 6.3, 5.3. So we'll do that here in our declarations, and we'll say, you know what, there's going to be light rain in these 4 screens. It's going to be in 6.4. It's going to be in 6.3 as well as 5.3. So these should have the same emission rate as we swap scenes. So it should, and since it's updating the same particle system, it should be seamless. Yeah. Wow, this is looking wild, man. Yeah, I do want to add, you know, I want to add some of this darker grass color so it doesn't just like abruptly switch, right? So, yeah, we need dark flowers. I'll swap out this fence post. We still need to add a warp zone for this to get us into the ice mountain, because it's going to warp us up here into the ice mountain just 2 frames up. It's a warp zone to a two scene dungeon. It'll be really simple. We'll just put a couple bats and pits and stuff, and then you'll pop up out of the ice mountain as an excuse for us to use our snow system blizzard over here in the ice mountain. You can't go anywhere, but it's just like a little teaser, like, oh, you know, for when the game is done, you'll be able to go over there and explore the ice mountain. But the demo doesn't have access to the ice mountain. It's just going to be the dark forest, a little bit of the sand, and let's see. Oh, we can't even walk out that way. Okay, so I'm gonna put another stump over here. We're gonna add some geckos, some corrupted geckos here into the dark forest. And I just want to get the scene transition. You know, this is still just template placeholder art. So I might move the refinery down to the left a bit so that we can build a pathway that kind of gets into the darker grass so that this isn't such a harsh transition. And this is the other reason why we put the rain into the scene and not the map, is because the particle system, as you walk off, you see like a last bit of rain as it fades away, as the emission rate gets set to 0 and all the particles die out, instead of the particles scrolling off with the map and then never seeing it again. It's just kind of, it follows you off screen just a little bit, which I think is a nice touch. Okay. So yeah, let's just get this out of here. Yeah, so we'll move the refinery a bit so that we can build out like a more seamless transition here. I like that we're able to use the rain system in the game. I think that is a good move. And then, yeah, we'll have to build out a fisherman's hut external and a fisherman NPC, which, you know, we could just lock facing down so we don't have to do the animation cycle for every direction. We could just put them behind a counter or something, or get creative with it. We can put them. It would be cool to put them on a boat right here, and he's like actually fishing. That would be cool. But then you have to pay somebody to heal up in the bed. So maybe we'll have it where, yeah, maybe we'll have it if you go talk to the fisherman, he'll say, hey, if you want, you can sleep in my bed. I'm not using it right now anyway. And he says it'll just leave like 10 coins on the counter or something if you want to use it, something like that. And then you don't have to have the NPC won't be in the room when you sleep, and then we can just design like a little fisherman hut. Gosh, man, yeah, if we're trying to finish the demo in 2 weeks, I don't know if we can be designing a new fisherman hut. Maybe we can just add, I don't know, what would have I patched that out, Squinch. I did patch that out, I'm pretty sure. We can try it. Let's see. I don't think you can sleep on the floor anymore. I think you have to be facing either left, right, or down to sleep. So let's see. Yeah, you can't sleep on the floor. Yeah, you gotta be locked in. That was funny though. I did like that, because he does go into meditation state here, so he was kind of just crisscross applesauce on the floor. we can add something like that again, Squinch, because that was really funny. Like I did like that. I thought that was funny, but it's just not, I don't know, it's just like some parts of it feel more intentional if it's like, I mean, because that was a bug, right? Like that wasn't supposed to be in the game, so it was just a funny thing. It is. I do like it though. I do, because why not, dude? Why can't you just meditate on the floor instead of sleep? Okay. For right now, let's just add like a little barrier as like a teaser into the dark forest so that it doesn't blindside you, at least. You know, just as something, we will tidy this up very soon though, because we have 2 weeks till the demo is hoping to be done, so we don't have a lot left. We do have to, we need to design 2 more NPCs, 2 new villagers, 3 NPCs, oh my gosh, and the fisherman. Well, let's see. The villager 1 is going to be in one of these huts. Because if we go with the fisherman, that's 4 NPCs we have to do, but I also want the town gossip in the refinery. So that's 5 NPCs we'd have to do still. I'm not too worried about that. It's tough. It's tough to do unique looking NPCs, but if we kind of go kind of generic, we can pull it off, but I want it to look good. So maybe we scale it down. Maybe we just do the fisherman and the gossip, and we leave the villager to be the only one kind of roaming. Yeah, and then maybe we can just like lock these 2 cabins on Main Street so that you can't go inside just yet. In the main game, we'll deck it out with like designs and other NPCs, but for the demo purposes, we just don't have the time to design all the little trinkets that go inside unique people's houses and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking we just kind of focus on the fisherman and the fisherman's hut, because that's where you're going to heal. We keep the villager in the city, in the village inn, which the village inn, that is definitely what it's going to be called now, because he's not going to let you rest. He's going to have the beds, but he doesn't like mages, so he's not going to let you rest in there. That's why you have to go talk to the fisherman. And then Yeah, maybe we just lock the other 2 doors on Main Street, or have them empty. You know, we can have it just walkable, but it's just like a chair and a table and no one's home. You know, maybe there's just like a chair and a table and a bed that's like upstairs or something that you can't get to. Just so you can walk in the houses, but we don't have to like break our backs designing it. Because the demo's play area isn't that big, all things considered. I mean, we have like 7 scenes that you can't see, because once you go in the dungeon, you've got like 6 more screens of exploration, plus the Dark Temple, plus the 2 underworld or underground over to the Ice Mountain. So there are like 10 more screens than it looks like on here, plus the 2 screens in Mage's Castle. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we might want to... I think we might want to extend Dark Forest 2 more screens. Because that way we can still get from the dungeon to the refinery to use upgrades fairly easily. We can still get from the dungeon to the fisherman's hut to heal very easily. From either the forest or the geckos, and then just adding a bit more zigzag into the Dark Forest, I think is going to feel nice. So maybe we just give 2 more screens of Dark Forest, and then that'll be good for the demo, because then we also have like a little bit of desert to explore. You know, it won't be these fence posts, but we'll have a little bit of desert to explore. We'll see some rain, we'll see some snow, we'll see some sand, and then we'll see a couple of NPCs. We'll have 1 dungeon, 1 tome, 1 element, 1 tunic, all in the demo. So I think we're in a good spot. Yeah, let's make sure we don't crash the game here, and we might just call it a night because I've got work in the morning. So the particle system doesn't work until we shift into a scene, because that's when we're assigning the new particle system, is based on the particle system of the scene we're transitioning into, either from a warp zone or from a scene transition. So we do need to add the rain system. I don't think we need this set emission rate for the rain system. I think this will just work. Yeah, let's make sure it turns off. Okay, so I'll add a pathway going down. That looks good though, but we need this in case of a warp zone too. So when we do this sand system, if it's a warp zone, warp zone trigger, we also want to do this where we say, okay, if our map is a light rain, we need to insert into our scene's particle system the scene's rain system. That's not a big deal though, because we don't have... Actually, yeah, we will need it, because in the Dark Forest there is a stairway that leads to the dungeon, and if you're coming out of the dungeon, that means you're coming into a scene that has rain, and that means that we need to do this based on a warp zone. So we do need to add this. We can't test it without actually plopping in a warp zone there, but it should work. Let's just call this weather warp zone. Okay. I'm happy with this. I mean, this is looking cool and interesting compared to what the rest of the game has been looking like. It is just placeholder stuff still, but we're trying to, get confident with the layout. Then we're going to fully build out the rest. So let's check out our git diff here. We did a lot of tiled changes. Basically, we just added the weather warp zone for the rain particle system, and we just initialize our scene with some light rain while you're in the dark forest. So cool. All right, well, that will be it for the night. We will call it there, and we will find someone to raid out to, hopefully doing some game dev stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to check out the source code, it's up on GitHub. You can go to tashio.dev if you want to play it on your phone. The build on there is about a month old or so, but it does work on phone and PC if you want to just like play with the loot minigame and stuff. Yeah. And then you can also build from source and play it. You can play the current build if you're on GitHub and you want to just run it on Love2d tonight. You could do that too. Other than that, we're just going to run credits here, find someone to raid, and call it a night. So thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll get some more good work done on the road to finishing the demo, hopefully by the end of May. So we'll see how that goes. Yo, we'll raid Booyah. We haven't raided Booyah in a while. We'll see what he's up to. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Catch y'all later. Hope y'all have a good night.